Hame, time for some power moves.
Great to see you very sharp on the SFX, Jack.
Yep.
Come back in.
Well rested.
People in Melbourne would know Jack moonlights on a terrestrial radio show.
Yep.
So he's obviously just a little bit more
Yes,
slicker.
but I don't do the buttons over there, so...
Yes, but your hands are rested.
Keeps it for us.
Okay.
Lucky us. Only we are blessed with the technical prowess of Jack.
But everyone knows radio sucks. and podcasting's where it's at.
The future.
Hame, power moves. We're looking on this podcast to find the definitive list of power moves, moves that you can use in everyday life that gives you an air of authority.
Gives you the edge.
It gives you the edge in other people's company. Do you want to kick it off? Do you want me to? Because I've got one that I saw at an engagement party. Everyone will know this one as soon as I bring it up, but it certainly hasn't been added to the list.
Let's get it happening.
Conga line starts.
Yep.
I think it works best if you are second in the conga line.
Yep.
Because you really leave someone in the lurch, but just break off.
Conga line.
just break off. The guy at the first...
let go of the first.
The guy that's the first is he was out there having the time of his life, being quite arrogant about it. The guy second, let him go.
Yep.
And started weaving left.
That's
and the
really
whole
good.
party stopped. And that's when he realised, the guy at the front realised, I don't have any hands around my waist. I'm dancing by myself.
You give the third person in line, though, the dangerous idea that they could do it. Because it's an amazing move. It's a really beautiful move. Because what the guy on the front does, that first person, no one ever says this out loud, but you'll know that what the first person's thinking, which is, I'm the engine and these guys are my carriages. But what the second guy tells him is, we're actually all engines. We don't need you to drive us.
I think anyone in the top five can do it.
Be an engine.
Yeah, as long as your break-off group's bigger than the group you're leaving, I think it's a power move.
It's a really great one. Ando, look, I've got one that came in again. It's on email. I read it the other day. I just cannot for the life of me find out who emailed this in.
They'll know.
But it stuck with me. Made me laugh out loud as I was reading it. I was eating breakfast one day, just flicking through some emails. When you're walking down the street, this is a street-based move, so available to a lot of people. Because sometimes we have very specific power moves, like, if you're
in a meeting,
blacksmith's apprentice, and the boss says, "Hand me the small bellows" or whatever. Like, some they're fine, but it's nice to have some general ones.
Yeah, I agree.
If you're walking down the street and there's a dog poo, the normal thing to do is like, watch out, mind your step. You point it out for the team. Yeah. The alternate power move is to point at the dog shit and yell as loud as you can, "Don't you dare step in that shit." It does give the air that you're sick and tired of the person you're with indulging in their fetish of stepping in poos.
That's right.
That's a goodie.
This one came in from Joe Bainbridge from England. I assume. When a guest arrives at your house, at the door, ask if they'd mind taking their shoes off.
Good. So far, a normal occurrence in the Lee household.
That can happen. He goes, keep yours on. Gives you the benefit of making them an inch shorter and making you look taller.
That's a good one. That's a goodie. This is from Dan. I don't know why, but because we get everyone's emails when they come in. I always love it when it's a government email.
Yeah.
So Dan's in the government, and I just like knowing guys like Dan are helping run the country. He goes, look, pretty simple one. When my wife gets mad at me, sometimes I like to go into the fridge and the cupboards in the pantry and tighten all the bottles and jar lids extra tight. So sooner or later, she'll have to talk to me again.
You see him with a vice or a wrench.
Oh, that's a bit. What's an old El Paso medium seltzer on a bit tight, is it?
This one appealed to me. It's from Blake Hallham.
Yep.
Very rare that a student can get the better of a teacher.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Great.
So I like this. He said, I set my watch to the exact school time.
Okay.
I lock into their clocks.
He's figured out that it's all like the bell.
The bell.
Yeah, right.
So he goes, I know that the bell's not ringing exactly on 11 when it should be. It's a little bit out, but he sets his clock.
Or it's off a program or something, because why would you leave it to human error? There'd be a student revolt.
So now he can predict the future. And he's in class and he waits till about 10 seconds to go and starts packing up his bag.
Yeah, great.
That's when the teacher tells him to stop.
Great.
Because the bell hasn't rung. And he looks the teacher in the eye and goes, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, great. Really good. It kind of gives him the air that he's like in Groundhog Day. I know exactly how this day is playing out. Don't bother me with your mortal stuff. And this comes in from Jonathan Love, international podcaster. Look, he goes, this is a good workplace one. Because when somebody approaches you and begins to speak, he doesn't say this, but I would say it works well if you're trying to assert dominance over that person to the wider group.
Yep.
Simply, when someone approaches you and begins to speak, let them get a few words in, then interrupt them and say, whoa, 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 slow down. It makes it look as if they're frantic and speaking nervously. He then, and I feel like I have to mention this, signs off his email by saying, keep up the great work, fantastic podcast. P.S. Congratulations on the superior penis, Hamish. Because we did.
Yes.
I mean, that was a competition we had last year.
Yes.
He's just merely referencing a title I won.
Yeah.
But it's a nice sign off.
Okay.
Appreciate it. Power move from me.